All right. So this class is on how to negotiate a request for repair. The first thing that I wanted to cover, and I don't know if it was covered in, I wanted to cover it also in my RPA class that I gave last week or 2 weeks ago, that we've all seen it as buyer's agents. This property, this property is sold as is. No repairs, no nothing, blah blah blah. We've had these listing agents who put that in their counters, or if you may be that listing agent who puts it in their counter. Here's what I want to say about that. It's in the contract already. There's a clause in the contract already that says that something is sold as is. The danger, which was brought before us at CAR meetings in Indian Wells a few weeks ago, is that that's fine to put it in writing, but your seller needs to understand that just because you put it in writing in a counter, that if the buyer turns around and asks you for a repair or credit or whatever, that doesn't give the seller the right to cancel just because it was in the counter. That's it. It is not a reason for the seller to cancel. Once again, the only criteria or only way that a seller can cancel is if a buyer doesn't perform, and asking for a repair is not performing. So sorry, everybody needs to mute when you come in, please. So I just want to make sure that everybody understands that if you're a listing agent and your seller asks you to put that in a counter that it's sold as is, buyer will not make any warranties or give any credits or do any repairs. That doesn't give the seller the right to cancel should the buyer ask for repairs or ask for a credit. They have every right to do so. So I just want to make that clear. So let's go to the form. The first, where are we here? Does anybody have any questions about that? Not hearing or seeing any. So let's see, where are we? Hold on. Oh, where are you? Here we go. All right. So you should be seeing the request for repair here. So the first assumption that I'm making is that your buyer has their investigation contingency in place, because you can't ask for a request for repair unless that is in place, unless they have a right to ask for repairs. And the only time they have a right to ask for that is if their investigation contingency is in place and they've done an inspection. So the buyer, in accordance with the terms of the purchase agreement, dated, put the date in, the property address, the buyer and the seller. The buyer requests that the seller, prior to the final verification of condition repair or take the other specified action for each item listed below or on the attached list. What does all that mean? So 1A is asking, wait, let's back up. Let's back up. You do an inspection and you have your inspection report in front of you. And so then you have to go to your buyer and say, all right, this is what's wrong with the property. And anybody can tell you that there's going to be something wrong with the property, even though new construction has issues. So, so you look at the inspection report, and you should do at least a general inspection report. And then in the general, that inspector may recommend other inspections. If there's a fireplace, they may recommend that a chimney person look at it, look at the fireplace. They may note something about the HVAC or the roof and suggest something, someone else come out who specializes in those areas. So you at least should do a general, and then you go from there. Usually in the valley, single family homes that are older than, well, if they haven't been torn down and redone in the last 10 years or so, you should probably do a sewer inspection, have a camera go down the sewer line. That way you can see if it's clay piping or if it's been changed, if it's separated, if roots are in there. It's highly recommended because most likely it's still clay and you'll have some root intrusion. So, termite report, the buyer should be doing their own termite report. You should not rely on the seller to do a termite report, because they're going to choose the company. And do you really want to trust a company that's chosen by the side that's looking to get out of this for the least amount of money? So you should, if it's a single family home, do a termite report. If it's a condo under a condo association, ask the association if they have a termite company, or ask the seller if there's a termite company that regularly treats the property and whatnot. So, so those are like the three mains: a general, termite, sewer, if it's a single family home. So you have all these reports in front of you. And noted are going to be that, probably maybe a wall plate is missing, minor little things here and there. And then there's going to be some, most likely, safety issues, like the vent to the water heater isn't correct and it's not drafting correctly, or the furnace needs to be replaced or needs some additional inspection, and then you bring somebody else out and they say, well, it needs to be replaced, and whatnot. So you're going to have all these different things on this report, some minor and some that really deal with safety and really need to be addressed. So then you have these buyers who say, I want everything that they found done. It's your job as the buyer agent to counsel your buyer, saying, let's focus on the safety issues, the big ticket items, because Mr. Buyer, remember, everything is sold as is. So the price, according to the seller, has been adjusted for the condition that the property is in. No, I want everything done. Well, if you can't reason with the buyer, then you can ask, you can do an addendum, just like all these others, and uh, uh, and list everything that they want done. Most likely, the seller will probably get ticked off and not agree to anything because it's happened. So anyways, so section 1A is specifically to ask for things to be repaired. That's what you're asking for, things to be repaired before the close of escrow. So once again, 1A, buyer requests that seller prior to the final verification of condition, repair or take other specified action for each item listed below. So you would list what you want done. So that's 1A. 1B is where you deal with termite. So if you've had a termite inspection and there is dry rot or termite damage, either live or old, section 1